Hello.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back.
Welcome to I Have a Feeling, where we talk about difficult and vulnerable subjects, except for not today.
Nope.
I'm Allie,
And I'm Deborah.
and we are mother-daughter.
Yep.
And today we wanted to take a little break from talking about some really, really intense subjects and some really, difficult things. Last week we talked about manipulation and gaslighting
Yep.
and all the fun that goes with that.
Yep.
So it's definitely been since we started it 3 weeks ago.
This is our fourth one. Yeah, this is our fourth
Yeah, you're gonna
recording. This is our fourth recording.
There we go.
I'll never get good at this ever.
It's okay. It's okay. These past 3 weeks have been pretty intense subjects, and so I came up with this idea where I thought that once a month, the fourth episode of every month or whatever,
Yeah.
we'll do something where we do something fun and silly. It'll be like Fun Friday kind
Or
of thing.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Something to break up the seriousness in all of this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So we thought that it would be fun to do that today because both of us were talking about how there's some amount of this that is it can be really hard every single week to be like, what kind of traumatizing, sad thing do you want to talk about this week?
Exactly.
And
well, and the whole reason that we were doing that was because of our past experience. So we also grew into a different relationship where everything was a lot more fun, and we have that silly side. So it's not all serious and glum.
Exactly. Yeah. So we wanted to do something more fun today. So today we're going to do, I don't know if this has a name. I've seen other people do it before and I thought it was really funny. But basically, both Mom and I came up with a list of words. Her words are from the 70s and 80s.
Late 70s, 80s. Yeah. Yeah.
So different terms.
And we thought it would be really funny because everything changes so much with all the generations. Each generation has their own set of things words, dances, sayings or whatever. And it's going to be funny because we don't know each other's all that well, I don't think.
Yeah, so I came up with a list of, mine aren't dance moves or anything. Mine are specifically just generational sayings, things that for my time period, everybody says them right now. They're just they're colloquialisms or whatever.
Yeah.
They're just things that people say
Yeah.
around me and people my age say.
Right.
And so I tried to come up with some that are ones that you'd probably get or that you've heard me say before, and then ones that were I don't think she's ever heard this one.
Yeah, probably not.
Before we start anything, I think what we should also do is if we have some options before we can give up on guessing, we can ask for it to be used in a sentence.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
And yeah, I think just asking it to be used in a sentence is can I hear it in a sentence or whatever. If we're struggling. But that'll be our one hint or one thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then we'll guess.
Okay.
Say it again.
Okay, dweeb.
Dweeb. A dweeb. This one I feel is pretty normal.
I think it is.
Yeah, a dweeb is a dork, kind of a, not a loser. That sounds mean, but
Yeah.
a dorky
Yeah,
person.
somebody kind of silly. Yeah, dork I think is a good probably definition of that one.
Did you guys use dweeb a lot?
No, I wouldn't say a lot, but it was one of those things that we said, when we were your age.
What a dweeb.
What a dweeb. Yeah.
Okay,
Completely.
that one was pretty. Yeah,
that was
simple.
simple.
I
Well, I
got
think
that
what we're going to find too is a lot of them are the same, but they've morphed into something that means a little bit something different from when we said it meant one thing. When you say it means a little bit different.
Yeah.
But some things in common, which we have anyway. So
Yeah. Okay. Here's mine.
all right,
This is the first one. You ready?
all right, I'm afraid. Okay.
Some of them are just gonna make me laugh because I'm trying to think of you knowing what this means.
Okay.
I'm gonna laugh if you know. The first one is, let's get this bread.
Let's get this money. I don't know.
Actually, yeah, kinda.
Yeah, like okay, let's go earn money. That's my guess. That's my best guess.
Let's just go. Yeah. It's yes. You are correct. Yeah. It's I mean, it's kind of been a lot of these ones too. I feel like a lot of my generation, a lot of what we say is supposed to be taken ironically. It's supposed to be something silly that you say, but you don't actually mean it seriously.
Right.
So let's get this bread is supposed to be like a silly way of saying like let's go do work. Like let's
yeah,
go
let's go
like,
get some money or okay, yeah.
like
That was a guess, but I was like bread. Okay, what does
yeah,
that mean?
yeah.
I think we did probably say we have enough bread or something like that. We probably said something that along that. And the next one, buh.
But
Yeah, like buh. This one's a good one because it was really from my high school years. Completely from my high school years.
but
Buh.
okay. Could you use it in a sentence?
Yeah. All right. All right. I'm gonna go. Okay. I'm gonna go home now. See you later. Buh.
Is that just a way of saying bye?
Yes, it is. But we always use it
Buh?
as a buh. Yeah. Go big. Okay. Buh.
You guys were you guys call our generation lazy, but you didn't even have the time to say bye.
It was just like it was like what friends said to each other. Okay, buh. Okay, buh. And it was just
That is so funny.
so silly. It was just I don't know. I don't know how they come up. We get it. I guess shorten things or like you said, it's just lazy or it just catches on. I think.
I feel like maybe this is just Dad's slight like accent that he has sometimes. Do you ever hear like an accent? All of a sudden,
Yeah.
Dad's like accent comes out. I don't even know where he's from, but like
Here.
your parents were from somewhere else, right?
I don't know. I'm not sure exactly where his parents were from. They grew up here. He grew up here. I think they're from here. I think.
I thought they were born somewhere else, but he'll like have these like when he talks to like his sisters on the phone. Sometimes he'll go, "Okay, bye."
Oh.
And it makes me laugh because I'm like, was that on purpose?
Yeah, I think it is on purpose.
Okay,
Yeah.
mine next.
All right.
This one you'll probably get.
All right.
Lit.
All right. So that one would be like really drunk or really high or something like that, right?
Actually, you're not 100% wrong. It definitely, I think that's how it started, was like getting really lit or
Yeah.
whatever. But now people use it as a way of like saying like, oh, cool, like sick.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Okay.
lit.
All right.
Yeah. But yeah, I think originally though, that's where it started, was like people like I'm getting really lit. Like
yeah.
people
Or she
still
was
use it
really
that.
lit or he was really lit.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
kind of that's what I mean. I think some of the terms are going to be like they're used a little differently now. They're still the same term, but they're just mean something a little
Did you
different.
guys say that
Yeah.
when you were
Mhm.
younger?
We said somebody was really lit.
Yeah. So it's still used that way, but I think more often than not people just say it as like a silly way of saying like, oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that yeah, I remember when Sick first came out. Sick. Because
say that so
I
much.
was with somebody and somebody said, "Hey, your watch is sick," and he was so offended because he thought that the guy was like, he was like
insulting
like
him somehow.
insulting his watch or whatever. And then
Your
the guy goes,
watch is
"No, no,
ill."
dude, I mean that's good. That's good." It's like
Yeah,
sick
yeah.
means good. That's really odd.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right, your turn.
all right, conk. Konk.
Conk.
Mm-hmm. This is an East Coast one too, actually. Well, I had to say that because my family was there.
Conk.
Mm-hmm.
Does it mean like like you fell asleep really hard? Like you're conked
Well,
out?
you conked out. That's fair. But actually, it means it's like another word for nerd. Was a conk.
So nerd?
Yeah, it was a nerd. My cousin that was from Michigan used to say that all the time, and it kind of gradually came out here a little bit. But yeah, it was like saying somebody was a nerd. It was like you're such a conk. I don't know where it came from. She's gonna laugh
conk.
if she ever sees this because that's so funny. It really came from her, but that was a thing.
That is so funny.
Yeah,
I
it
have
is
never
funny.
heard that one. My first thought was like, oh, sleeping.
Well, it does mean that if you're conked out.
Okay. This one is just used a lot by us. You probably would be able to guess what it means, but this is just said a lot. Bet.
Do I have a blank look on my face? Well, except for when you're betting in cards or betting, like you bet about something, like I bet you. I don't know what that would mean. I have no idea.
I mean, it kind of is what it says it is, but it's kind of used as a way of I mean, nowadays it's almost a way of saying okay. It's like, hey, we're gonna go like
talk about you guys are the lazy ones now. Let's have one word that means 17 things. That way we don't have to have a vocabulary.
Honestly, well, because I think a lot of our like sayings now, a lot of it has to do with being sarcastic or
Yeah.
being like silly.
Yeah.
And so when like you would say something like, hey, we're all gonna go to the movies later. It's like, oh, bet. Like,
So like good or something.
Yeah.
Like it's cool.
like, oh, cool. Or if it'll be like, hey, we're gonna go here. Like, you can come with us. And they're like, oh, bet. Like, oh, sick. Kind of.
That's really dumb.
But it can kind of. But it can also kind of be used. I think again, like I think it kind of started as something where it was like,
yeah.
like, oh, because it can also be used that way too, where it's like, you're not gonna do, like, you're not gonna do this thing. And it's like, oh, bet, like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
will. So it's also kind of used as like a challenging word,
Right.
but it's
that
also
makes
just
more
a silly
sense.
way of saying
that,
okay.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah, so that's how it started. But now it's just like people just, it's kind of hard because we kind of use everything in all contexts.
I know. That's what I mean. Is like talk about lazy generation. You guys have like one word that means 100 things.
It's not
So
that lazy.
I think it's like a code for your generation. It's like so none of us know what you're talking about because it could be 5 things or 6 things or whatever. Then nobody else who's around really knows exactly what you mean.
I think it's just a way to make each other laugh. I don't think it's that deep. All right, your turn.
Okay, peon.
A peon?
Yeah.
Isn't that like somebody who's like really new to a business, and so they're like the underdog. They're like the person that everybody
actually that's pretty good. Yeah, or just a little peon, somebody who's a nobody. Who
like a nobody.
doesn't. Yeah, they don't. They're little in whatever the situation is. You're just a peon. You're just little and insignificant. Little and insignificant.
So most of my words are us in our own generation trying to make each other laugh, and yours are just to insult people.
Probably. If I look at it realistically, I think there was a lot of more judging in my generation than there is in yours.
There definitely
At least
is.
it was acceptable judging. Like everybody accepted everybody's judgment. Like nobody really thought that nobody got offended by judging because everybody judged. Like everybody was, and then all of a sudden it got like where that's not okay to do that. But I think that came from.
Yeah, I wonder
came from a
why.
young, well, yeah, because it's offensive. But I think that
Incredibly offensive.
as it came up, it was really almost a class system. Like I think if you really look at it fairly, like if you talk about Dad's generation or whatever, if you talk to him, I mean it's a class system. It's like a peon would mean somebody that lived in poverty possibly, or somebody that lived in I know.
Well, no,
it's
no,
awful, right?
It's like
awful.
But that's the thing though, is that like I think my generation now is trying to undo a lot of that. Like talking about all these things about being really classist and being really like people like acting as if they're better than somebody else because they have money or because they were born into a privileged family.
Right.
Like that's not something that you choose. Like I think a lot of what was a problem back in the day was that people believed that you chose to be that way. You chose to be poor because you didn't work hard enough.
Yeah.
And it's like sometimes that's just not true.
Well, yeah, or it's education or it's anything else. I mean, there could be all kinds of reasons, but I do think that's true, and I do think also people of privilege were looked at as there was something better about them because they had money, even if they were born into it. Like they didn't earn that money, but somehow having money made you special.
Yeah. Well, that's why there's that whole thing of like new money and old money.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, it's definitely there was a lot of things that you guys are definitely trying to undo.
Yeah.
And it came from stuff that is not nice, really.
True. It's
a way for people to have a stepping ladder, or a ladder of where you sit on the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody walks into a room, kind of see where do I sit on this ladder. It's awful. It's really awful, actually.
It's true. Okay, my turn.
Okay.
Banger.
Like a gangbanger? Or it's a Italian sausage.
Where did that come from?
Because it's what bangers and mash. It's like an East Coast bangers
And mash.
It's like it would be like Italian sausage and potato. Come on, somebody has to know
That
that
sounds so European.
Yeah,
that is
that
very.
was,
that sounds
definitely
very UK.
East Coast, but that was it was bangers and mash was the yeah, it's Italian sausage. Somebody come on, somebody knows that term.
Nobody does.
Yeah. Okay, now you do.
It is not a sausage.
Okay.
A banger, and again, like this was something that was started and people would say it, and now it's just something that people say as like to be silly.
Mhm.
But a banger in a lot of ways is usually meant to be like a really good song.
Oh,
that's a
okay.
banger.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah,
I can understand that.
Yeah.
It does make sense. When you hear it, it's like, okay, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah,
But
like it's a
yeah.
really, really good song.
Yeah,
It's
I
like,
think
that's a banger.
In my generation, I think it would have been automatically thought of as a gangbanger, or like
Yeah.
banger that way, or bangers and like it was food.
You guys want to go get some bangers at
Bangers
IHOP?
and mash. I know.
Well, sausage and mashed potatoes.
I don't talk. This is East Coast stuff. I didn't grow up on the East Coast. I just had family there.
Okay.
I had to pull from all of my knowledge from over the years.
Yeah. Okay. Your turn.
Ralph.
Ralph. The name of the neighbor's basset hound.
That was it.
No. Let me think.
What does that mean?
Oh, does it mean to throw up?
Yes, it does mean to throw up.
I remember you saying that before.
Oh, you ralphed. Oh, do
He
you?
ralphed.
He ralphed. I think there's no good word for that kind of thing, so everybody makes up one that just sounds less awful than what it is. Like vomit. Nobody wants to use that word, so you say Ralph.
Ralph.
Yeah.
Every guy named Ralph was probably just relentlessly
I know,
made
it's
fun
awful,
of.
and all the animals named Ralph. They're so offended right now. Like everybody named Ralph. I
The
love
poor
you.
basset hound.
Yeah, I love Ralphs. I don't. It's just like once again, my generation was awful. Actually, it came from Dad's generation. I'm not even going to claim all of it. It's like it kind of got passed down, and then 80s we thought we were so liberated, but then you still had to undo everything we did in the 80s.
Well, Ralph isn't that.
No,
it's not offensive.
No,
I'm sure
Ralph
somebody
isn't.
still says that.
Yeah,
but
I'm sure. I'm sure.
I just remember you saying that before.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, this one's fun. Simp.
Like simple-minded?
No.
No.
I'll give you another guess.
All right. You got that one. You got me. Unless it's simple-minded, that's the only one I can think of that might make that something.
A simp is like a, and again used very. I mean, okay, maybe people who are like younger than me, because like I'm a zillennial. Okay, I don't know what generation I'm supposed to be in. I relate more to millennials, but I guess I'm technically Gen Z. I have no idea. I'm 23. But
You have influence of older brothers. So
I
some
do,
some of it is like you adopted some of that just because they're
I
older.
mean, this word definitely wasn't something that came from like the millennials,
Right.
but maybe people in high school or whatever still use this word like very seriously, but anymore most of this stuff for my like the people I hang out with is just like silly.
Mhm.
But a simp is like a guy who is like head over heels for a girl in like not a good way, in like a like
Oh.
almost a pathetic way.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right.
Like he's
Well,
like he'll like
yeah.
let let anything happen because
Because he
he,
really
like,
he
loves
loves this girl.
yeah, like he's
So-
like he's a simp, which I think is like really stupid.
So lovesick, kind of.
Yeah, like pathetic.
Pathetically lovesick.
Yeah, that's the best way I can describe it.
Yeah.
But
Led around by different parts of your body.
just like yeah, he's kind of like on a leash almost.
Yeah,
like the
that-
girl
yeah.
can do whatever she wants.
Yeah, that's what I mean. She can lead him around everywhere.
Yeah. Which is I don't agree with that term, but it's like a silly thing that people say.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
your turn.
All right. Motor.
Motor?
Yeah, motor.
To like mull around, like to like walk around, motor around.
That's close.
What is it?
It would be like if we were gonna leave, it'd be like, okay, dude, let's motor.
Oh,
Yeah, let's motor. So it was all
Like,
let's
let's
leave,
split.
let's go, let's split. Yeah,
let's
yeah,
blow this
We have s-
popsicle stand.
exactly. I'm
That's
so-
my favorite saying ever.
blow this popsicle stand.
Did you guys say that?
Yeah,
As like a
yeah, that
okay.
was something I think across the generation. It's kind of a good one. So I
God,
think
that
we
one's really like
held
I
on
love
to
that
some of
one.
the ones that are actually good.
Uh, this one I don't know how like I just heard this from my best friend and
Okay, say the word.
I started using it.
Yeah.
A lad.
Oh, that's going to be a hard one. A lad. I'm that one. I'm lost. I can't even begin to
Do you
guess
want
that one.
it to use it in a sentence?
Yeah.
Okay. Um I love that guy. He's so sweet. He's such a lad.
Oh, so it's kind of a takeoff from like British almost. Like
A British.
like no, I mean from like British like lad, like you would call a boy, a young man, or right, kind of a lad, but so yeah,
Kinda. I
yeah,
mean, yeah, I think it has a lot of
it's
I don't know
kind of
how
complimentary, I think.
yeah, I think this is like internet language
Oh,
mostly, but I don't use it very often, but I always hear my best friend use it.
yeah,
But a lad is like a really sweet boy. Like he's like sweet and innocent and just a lad. Like
right.
he's just a sweet guy.
Yeah, I guess I can swallow
Yeah,
that
like
one.
gentle
Yeah.
and lovable.
All right, you
Okay, your
ready?
turn. Yep.
Okay, if you're three sheets.
I'm sorry, what?
Three sheets, like sheets on the bed. Three sheets.
Three sheets.
Three sheets.
Can you use that in a sentence?
I went to a party and that girl was three sheets.
Super drunk.
Yeah, three sheets to it was the whole thing is like three sheets to the wind, but it got shortened down to three sheets. So
Interesting. I
yeah,
still haven't heard three sheets to the wind.
three sheets to the wind really goes back to I mean this. Yeah, sorry.
There
Okay,
you go.
the generation where we actually hung up on clotheslines. You hung up
Oh.
sheets so they would dry outside, and so the idea was like if you're there's three sheets in the wind, like I don't like they're blowing and stuff like that, like drunk and out of control. They
Oh.
like blow like crazy. They
Like
blow
chaotic.
off. They chaotic, yeah, and stuff like that. I think that's where it came from. I'm not
Interesting.
100%. If somebody knows,
Well, also
let us
if
know.
you're like dry, doesn't that mean you're sober? And so like
If you're dry,
if
yeah.
you're like your sheets are probably wet. I don't know. Actually, I take all of that back. I was trying to be
That's a
smart.
stretch.
And
Yeah. Well, if I was thinking about it as I was explaining it too, and I'm thinking, well, three sheets that really doesn't mean anything at all, really. I don't know how. The three sheets to the
Hammered.
wind was one of those ones that we actually did use quite a bit.
okay. This one you'll probably get. Slaps.
That one, it's like, that's really good, or that's really cool, that's really great, or something like that. That
Yeah.
slaps. Which, by the way, I think that's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in the whole wide world. Because slaps to me sounds like something you do on somebody's butt. Like you slap somebody on the butt, or you slap somebody on the arm. Like slaps doesn't sound like something that would be a good thing, and so I differ with that one.
Okay,
Your generation.
I will admit that it's a really that one I've held on to though because I think it's hilarious.
You say it a lot.
I
know,
love
but
it.
it's like-
These fries slap. Like I
Yeah.
love how you can like put it on any. Like I think it started like as a music thing. Like oh this song slaps.
yeah, which would make sense. Like like
Oh careful you're moving the
slapping
laptop.
your. Yeah, I just can't get myself
Um,
all together here.
The yeah I think it originally started with like music and I think part of it is like I mean I'm just guessing at where this came from but the idea of like like you're
Yeah, like a
excited.
knee slapper. Like a knee
Kind
slapper.
of,
'cause
except
that's
not
what
in a funny way, more in like a like I don't know, maybe it like slaps because like you're either clapping or
yeah, like
the song is
a
really good.
knee slapper. Yeah, it could be used that way. I can see that one
I-
makes. I'm
I
okay with
get.
that one.
I don't know where it came from,
Yeah.
but I know that it mostly started with like, oh, like this song slaps, and then it like developed from there. Where now people are like, dude, McDonald's slaps.
Yeah. Kind of gets into everything.
Yeah, it really
Everything.
does, and yeah, it's super funny. Okay, your turn.
All right, torn up.
Torn up,
Torn up.
like emotionally distraught.
Well, it does mean that, but back in the day, it meant either a girl that was like really ugly, yucky, awful, was really torn up, or torn up was another word for like really drunk and really out of it and stuff. That she was torn up. But yeah, I mean it used to be a thing. It's awful, right? It's awful. But yes, he or she, it doesn't matter. It could be a guy, it could be a girl, whatever. They're super torn up. Like they don't look good or they're not appealing or whatever. would be a way to look at that.
Actually, I think we still have like a similar term.
It's not a nice way to say you are, butt ugly or something.
We actually do have like a similar like it's the exact same term. They don't use it. Well, I haven't heard it to describe somebody else. More just like if your nails look nasty or like your hair.
Yeah,
is, like,
just torn up.
whatever.
Yeah.
Like you're more using it to describe yourself.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it's used as an insult nowadays too. But yeah, I think we kind of have something similar.
Yeah,
I think it's the exact same term.
Yeah.
But we just say it differently. This one's just kind of cute. A chonk.
Somebody who's fat.
Okay. Yes, but you wouldn't use it to describe a person.
Oh, okay. A dog?
Yeah, like any kind of animal.
Oh.
Like if an animal is just really round
Like
and
they're
like
chunk.
chubby, they're
Yeah.
a chonk. Like Drogo, our dog, is a chonk. Like
Yeah,
he's just
he's
like
getting
chonky.
Chunky.
He's just like thick and like
Yeah.
chubby and fat. I have never heard it used to describe a person, and I hope I never do because that's mean. But as like in like an animal sense, it's like it's supposed to make it cute.
Yeah, that makes sense. Or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, that makes sense. By the way, thick is another one that I take exception to from your generation.
Thick with 2 C's.
Yeah, thick, because to me that would be the biggest insult. And when the first time I heard that, I was like, "Are you kidding me? Everybody in the room is going to be offended by that one." And then I realized, like, oh, it's actually a good thing. Oh, that was not in my. It would not come out of
Yeah.
anybody's mouth, not nicely anyway.
Oh yeah, thick is like that's like a really really good
Yeah,
thing.
and of course I'm talking about 80s, which everybody had to be thin. Thin.
Yeah.
And so nobody would say thick because that was like not okay.
yeah, no.
Um,
Now thick is like that's like a very and I mean
Yeah.
it's used in
Which is a
everything,
beautiful
too.
thing actually, because then you're not trying to. I mean, it's more acceptable to have a figure on you like most women do.
Like a my generation thing is that we personify everything. So like if you get like one of those really fat like curling irons,
Mhm.
you could look at it and be like, "Ooh, she's thick." Like just everything is a person.
Yeah.
And everything is like assigned like a gender and like
Yeah.
assigned like I don't know why. I think that's just like again, I think it's just to make people laugh. But
Yeah.
it's like that's something that is like if you see like a really big lamp, it'd just be like,
Oh,
"Ooh,
she's-
she's thick."
The English language is just a
Or
weird thing.
he's chonky.
Yeah.
Like it's just like a way to
Just a way to express.
yeah, just a way to
express.
describe.
All right.
Okay, your turn.
Maxed.
Maxed.
Yeah.
Like super stressed out.
Nope. Not really.
What is it?
When you would say maxed, you were like, I'm like I did it all the way, maxed it out. I totally like did a really good job of that. Like I maxed it. Like took it to the max, did it really good
Oh, like
or whatever. Like yeah. Although max probably did also refer to like when you're at your max, like I'm maxed out. But max was also a good thing. Like, it was a good thing of like,
like-
oh, I maxed it, like
Like you fucked it up.
no, like you did good.
No, not in a bad.
Oh.
Well, okay. Yeah, well, my generation uses that both ways, where it's like, oh, you fucked up, like you did something
Oh,
bad, but then also like, oh, fuck it up, like you like you
that's
did
a
really
good thing.
well.
Oh my god.
So it can mean either one.
So is that so you can get out of things easy because it could mean anything? Like if so,
I don't think there's a point behind it, Debbie. I think it's just what we say. Like I don't think it has an ulterior motive to like keep us from doing something we have to do. I think it's just a way to describe things.
oh well,
And these ulterior motives.
I always
are-
feel like there's an ulterior motive to everything. Me and my psychology. I think I know.
I was the one who went to school for it.
I know you did, but I like it.
I get it. I do too. Snatched.
It's like you took something. Like I snatched it.
No, try again.
Use it in a sentence.
Gosh, how do I describe this in a way that doesn't just completely give it away? Oh my gosh, look at her outfit. She's so snatched.
That is disgusting. Like, that's a weird thing. So it would be like it's put together or like really, really like put together like a good outfit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like a
Like it's
great, like they look really good, like they're a really super good outfit or something.
yeah. So I think a lot of this actually too, some of these words. Well, actually, a lot of the words that we use nowadays came from like drag queens
Mm-hmm.
and that sort of community. They come up with some amazing words.
Yeah.
And
Is that like Steezy? Like that one's from somewhere. Chris's generation.
that was a very
Steezy,
90s
yeah,
thing,
yeah,
Steezy.
Steezy. Because
Kind
he
of,
called
yeah.
me that one time, and I was offended until he told me that it was a good thing.
Yeah, snatched would be like you just are like I could only use it describing another like term like on fleek. It means that uh you're like really well put together.
Yeah.
She looks amazing, he looks amazing, like they're snatched. Like
Yeah.
they're you could also say it about your makeup, like your makeup looks snatched. Like
Yeah.
it looks perfect.
I heard on Fleek one time, and I thought, well, that was the weirdest thing. It's
Yeah.
a good thing.
All right, your turn.
A gas. Like
gas.
two separate words. A gas.
A gas.
Yeah. A gas.
Gosh, I don't even know. Like, could you use it in a sentence?
It would give it. It's gonna give it away. But
Oh, okay. No. I'll just guess. I'll
okay.
just guess. I don't want it to be so easy. I'm trying to be challenged. Person who's really flaky. They're like a gas. Like they're just never around. They ghost
No.
everybody.
No, actually, it's a good thing. It's like if you had fun or like you had a good time doing something, whatever. It was a gas. It was a gas. I have no idea where it came from, but yeah, that was something that was really fun, or you had a really good time, and it was a gas. It was a gas. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
Really funny.
I know. I don't know where.
Maybe it's because I'm gonna get real nerdy here for a second, but maybe that's because like the particles or what not particles like the atoms or whatever in a gas are like in a solid the atoms are all really close together and they vibrate like this, but in a gas they're like this.
Oh well, then maybe that actually sounds good. I think it's
I think
really
I'm
deep,
reaching,
but I don't know though. It's a gas. Who knows? That's
That is so
just
funny.
as good a possibility as anything else. I have no idea. It's funny how as you go through your life, you pick up these terms and you really don't know where they come from or what they actually meant to begin with, which is kind of weird that we adopt them for whatever we want.
Yeah.
and we don't really know exactly where it came from.
Okay. This is another one that I'm 100% sure came from like drag queen culture.
Mm-hmm.
Is wig. This is one of my favorites. Okay. It's not used as much anymore, but I love it.
The only way I can think of it is like when you get wigged out, like that's only like you're really weirded out by something. Wigged out would be something that I would say. Like I'm totally wigged out.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-mm.
So I think how it started was it was very similar to snatched, but I think what happened was the phrase started out as, "Oh, you snatched my wig." Which is
You hear yourself talking and you're like, what the heck?
it's like a way of saying like you like blew me away. Basically, you took off my wig
Right.
because you blew me away. Like
Yeah.
the wind was so strong
Yeah.
from
Oh,
like
that's
your
funny.
presence.
Yeah.
But now it's been shortened to just wig, which now just means like really impressive or
Oh, that's
really
funny.
like oh you blew me like wig.
I would have never that one. I would have never ever guessed that one at
I love that. I don't get to say it often enough. I love that one.
all.
All right, your turn.
Okay, bodacious.
Bodacious.
Mm-hmm.
Not just like a voluptuous woman.
Yeah, that's
She's
kind of It's
bodacious.
bodacious.
Isn't
Yeah.
that from a song too?
It's from a movie. I
Oh,
know
okay.
for sure.
Tea.
That's the only because I've heard you say it. I would not know except that it was the drink that
Yeah.
That's the only way I would know it. Except that you have said before that it's something like when you have all the information, when you have like you have the tea. Like I've got all the tea. Like I've got all the, but which I also think is like the weirdest thing in the whole wide world because like tea doesn't mean information anyway. So it all doesn't even really make sense at all.
I think where it came from. So yeah, you're right. Like tea is like
But I
when you're-
remember thinking like that's a weird way to say that. Like I have all the like gossip kind of thing.
yeah,
would
it
be-
is. It's like when you say like my best friend and I will say this to each other a lot, where it's like, dude, I have tea. Like, I have drama. I have
yeah,
like
I have
something to say.
Something to say. Yep.
And I think where it came from, you see like drama happening or whatever, and you're watching it, but you don't want to get involved. You just like you're sipping your tea, like pretending like you're not paying attention.
Huh.
And then it just shortened to like I have tea, like I have like drama.
I suppose you could get.
I think
You
that's
could
kind
go
of where
there.
it came from. A lot of the words that we use nowadays is like from drag queen culture or
Mhm.
it's from internet culture. So I think the tea thing was like an internet. It could
Yeah.
also be drag. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah.
All right. No duh.
No duh.
No duh. No D and then DUH. No duh.
Like obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think we still kind of use that
I
one.
think so too.
No duh.
That one and yeah. Okay, what about grody?
Oh, you're giving me two?
Oh, well, yeah.
Okay.
I just took because you knew that one really easily, so I got an extra one.
Okay.
I took an extra one, I should say.
Fine. Change the rules, I guess.
Well, you know that me, I like flexibility.
I know, it drives me nuts. Okay, grody.
Yeah.
This one I know. This one's like, this one's wait. Oh shoot, because I'm thinking about what it meant in my, because we used grody for a little bit too. I don't think anybody uses it anymore. Because I remember we used to say grody all the time when I was like in middle school, and you were like that. Like I remember that term.
Mm-hmm.
Does it still mean the same? It means like gross, right?
Gross, yeah. Yeah, grody. Ooh,
Okay.
grody. We
Yeah,
said
yeah.
grody to the max.
Gag me with a spoon.
Yeah, that was Valley Girl stuff. That was actually 80s stuff.
Yeah.
That when that came out, and I think it was from a movie, but that's where like came from. Oh, like totally from the Valley Dude. Like, oh, like everything was like, and then everybody says it now
Now we've just
for everything.
appropriated
It's
that
just
term.
yeah.
Doesn't even
used to
mean
drive my
anything
dad
anymore.
nuts. Used to drive him nuts. Like that does not belong in that sentence.
It's true. It doesn't.
I know.
It never does.
Yeah.
But now it's almost equivalent to saying
Exactly.
At least in California.
Yeah,
I
it's-
don't know about other
yeah.
places.
I think California possibly is an anomaly. We definitely have a lot of lingo here.
On one.
So that would be like if you were super like hyped up or excited about something. If they were on one, like really jacked up and excited or something like that. You're on one. Now I
Yeah.
only know that because of you. I don't know that because
I
of me.
say that one a
Yeah.
lot. Like they're very
on one. Yeah.
Or like the dog is on one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And actually, some of this is probably unfair because I live with you, and so I do hear stuff from you that I would not know. Like if you said asked one of my friends, like they would not know because they don't live with I almost said teenagers, with young adults.
23 man.
Yeah, which so I get the privilege, if you will, of learning some of the language and feeling not quite so behind.
Your turn.
Oh, okay, scrub.
That would be like a loser, like a lame-o.
Well, it could be. I suppose you could use it that way.
That is what that 90s hit song, okay.
Yeah, it would be.
No scrubs.
But also, if you scrub out and you scrub, that would be like fail too. It'd be like,
Oh.
yeah, like scrub that, like, or get rid of it, or it's a scrub.
Oh,
Like-
okay. Like nix that or like
Yeah, exactly.
strike that from the record.
Exactly, scrub. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of
Exactly.
it as like well, I remember when I was in middle school, if you were an 8th grader, the 7th graders were scrubs. And then there was also a song that came out. I think it was in the 90s though when that song came out, where it was like no scrubs. It's like no losers. No, and
Yeah.
specifically she was talking about boys.
Yeah.
She's like I don't want no lamos
Yeah.
basically.
Get it.
Um
All right, I'm afraid now. These are getting like we're digging now for.
This one is really funny because it's a full saying, but I just feel like my group of friends says it a lot. Like I say it a lot. Ma'am, this is a Wendy's.
Okay, that one. That could be taken a lot of different ways. Ma'am, this is a Wendy's.
Ma'am, this is a Wendy's.
Like, it's a drive-through. So, ma'am, this is a like fast food joint. I don't know. What the heck does that mean?
Like, let me use it in a. I want you to try.
Okay.
So let me try and use it like in a sentence. How would I even say this? Sitting and you're talking about corn dogs, and somebody comes up and starts telling you like this really like intense emotional story that is like really really overwhelming
Mm,
and a lot for the situation, and somebody just says, "Ma'am, this is a Wendy's."
that's really a weird one. Yeah, that's real. Yeah, I would have never got that one. Never ever got that one because I tried to put it together in my mind. What could that possibly mean?
It's I that one specifically came from, I think it's a Vine.
Oh,
Like it's
oh, it's like a takeoff of something, like a
yeah, yeah,
GIF or
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's like a Vine
that
that
makes that
but
makes sense.
people took that sentence
Yeah,
because it's so funny and it can be used in like different contexts of
right.
like when somebody is being way too intense for the situation,
Yeah.
it's like, "Ma'am, this isn't Wendy's."
I think that's in social media. That actually a lot of things have come from that. 'Cause I remember send it.
Send
Send
it.
it.
Oh my
It's
gosh,
like,
I forgot
oh
about that.
yeah, send it. Like,
I mean, people still use that, but not very often
yeah.
anymore.
I remember when that came out. It was first for a while. Everybody was saying that it was like not even funny anymore after a while. But
So dumb.
yeah, but it was funny. And I think a lot of things do come from like social media where there's something that's really funny that happens, and then people sort of adopt it because it was really really funny
Yeah.
when they said it or something.
Yeah, again, like my generation lives for sarcasm and irony
Yeah.
and just like making fun of things, but then also adopting the term and like making it your own kind of.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
All right, your turn.
Okay, wastoid.
A wastoid?
A wastoid.
Uh,
Probably pretty easy to figure out.
like a person. What? A person who's like wasting their life. A loser.
Mm-mm.
Oh.
You
Wait,
want
can
me
I
to-
try again?
Yeah, try again.
A wastoid.
Yeah.
Like garbage.
No.
like some like a throwaway thing.
Nope.
Frick. Okay, what is it?
Okay, it's somebody who's wasted all the time. Somebody who's wasted all the time. Like they're either drunk all the time, or they're high all the time, or there's something. They're a wastoid.
Huh.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
A wastoid.
A wastoid.
That's funny. I kind
Yeah.
of like
I
that
thought
one.
you would get that one. I like that
No.
word. That word. I thought you would for sure get that one.
No, I guess I wasn't thinking of like being wasted. Boop.
Like if you touch somebody softly.
Yes, basically. Quite basically, yeah.
Like I boop you.
Yeah, it started out as like touching a dog's nose or a cat's nose and being
Yeah.
like boop.
Yeah.
And then now it's kind of just used in everything. It's like boop. Like, yeah, it's just kind of a cute
Yeah.
way of like
I can see that.
poking somebody. Oh my,
All right. Whip it.
whip it.
Whip it. Yeah.
This is not-
specifically
Go ahead. Go ahead.
specifically from the this is probably around 1981 and 2 probably. Whip it.
Whip it.
Yeah.
So this is not my guess, but the first thing that came to my head was Willow Smith's song from when she was like 10, where it was like she whips her hair back and forth. Whip it real good. But whip it. And the other thing I'm thinking of is like the breed of dog, but like go for it. Send it.
No, but that's kind of close. That's kind of close.
What is it?
Whip it would be like if you told somebody to like go kill it, like whip it, go whip it. You know,
you're
like
killing it.
yeah, like
go-
killing it or whatever. But whip it. It was actually from a song, "Whip It Good." Da-na-na-na-na. You probably don't
Oh.
remember it, but it was a good song. But
Interesting.
yeah, so it became kind of a term, like go take it, go kill it, like you guys would say, kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've never heard that one. Beach.
Oh, like a biatch.
Yeah, how do we use it mostly nowadays?
Like as a funny way of saying somebody's a bitch, right? Like if somebody like, right?
Actually it's more of an endearing term.
Oh, really?
Usually, yeah. I don't think I've ever heard somebody like call somebody a beach as a way of being like insulting. It's like my best friend and I call each other that all the time. Like, hey beach. Like it's like
okay. So I can see that.
it's an endearing
Yeah, I can-
term.
Yeah.
Like
I
hey
think
beaches.
I think biatch came from a movie too somewhere, and it's kind of like that. Same thing, kind of like if you were my biatch,
Yeah.
you were my friend and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff.
We'll also say bench. It's also a thing.
Yeah, I haven't
It's
heard
just
that
like
one.
different versions of the same word, but it's like
Eh,
it's kind of all it's like an endearing way of calling somebody a bitch, but like
Yeah.
in a
but in a good way, like friendly
Yeah,
way.
like remember
Yeah. Grungy.
grungy,
Mm-hmm.
like dirty.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was kind of easy, but like it's also grunge that which started out in my era. Actually,
Yeah.
grunge was a thing, and now it's kind of come back again.
Oh my gosh, grunge style is like my
Yeah,
favorite.
that originated really in the late '80s, early '90s, where it started to be a thing where it wasn't everybody. Now it's kind of everybody. I mean, grunge is really common, I
Mhm.
think. But it wasn't really common when it first started. It was not a look that people were going for most of the time. So
No.
grunge was really stuck out.
I like grunge.
Yeah.
Yeet.
Oh boy. Like, you ain't yeet? I don't know. I don't know. I
You ain't eat?
Yeah, like you ain't it. It's like yeet. It sounds like could be used in that. I don't know. What is it?
Oh my gosh. That ain't eat. I like that one a lot.
So, that's going to become a term now, between the two of us. Some of these things are going to
You
become
ain't
it.
yeet.
Yeah.
No. Yeet. I don't even know how to describe it. Yeet is like usually it's used to say that something was like thrown really hard.
Now that doesn't even make sense to me. That is so funny. That doesn't even make sense.
But the origin, Debbie. Again, it was from I'm pretty sure a Vine where some stupid the original one is I'm pretty sure is a girl who's in a very crowded high school hallway and she has an empty like water bottle or Gatorade bottle or whatever and she looks at it and says, "This bitch empty. Yeet." And
And so it just caught on.
yeah, and she like throws it super hard into this big crowd of people.
Oh, that's funny.
And so it just like it people just started saying it as like a way of like if somebody like the way that I think is most funny is when somebody is like they fell or something and it's like, "Oh man, you really yeeted yourself."
Oh
like,
my
right
gosh, that's funny.
yeah, or like or
That's
you're saying like
funny.
I'm gonna yeet myself. Like that whole thing is like
Yeah.
a way of throwing something very hard.
It was fun to break up the difficult stuff or whatever.
Yeah, hopefully that was fun for everybody. Kind of different.
Although yet like it also kind of tells a story in a way. You know, if you look at it, like a lot of the things that were said like to class people or to hurt people or to show you were better than somebody or whatever, and they evolved into things that were not offensive anymore. And I think that that's a really interesting use of language if you think about how everything started and then where it wound up.
Yeah,
That's
well,
kind
and
of
like
interesting.
it's funny too because it also shows how we like how we interact.
Yeah.
As like again like as a generation, like I said, like a lot of what the way we use language now is in some way trying to be like ironic or sarcastic or like making fun of like a saying or whatever. Like it's all kind of supposed to make things sound more lighthearted. Yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that. We thought that would be fun. And it would be fun to do on like a monthly basis where like
something like that or some kind of a theme. We'll have a theme, something that gets us out of the dumps when we're talking about really, really rough, hard things that make you sad.
Yeah, so it's good. It's and like those conversations have their place as well. But I think that there's like there's room to have some fun here. So we hope that you guys enjoyed that.
That was fun.
And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to follow us on Instagram. I have a feeling 2. That's the number 2. I forgot to say that in the last one. Yeah, follow us on Instagram. And yeah, please like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes,
and
definitely. Or things that you want us to talk about.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Bye.